And for instance, when you are seeking a job position, keep in mind that many contracts are finalized over dining. And as a result of that, sometimes it comes down to the job two last applicants, and they need to be dining savvy. And the rules, depending on the profession that you're in, first of all. But there have been some changes. Like I said, the elbows on the table is one. Handshaking is another, although you have your basic handshake and your professional handshake. But along with that, for instance, there were a lot of changes back in the 80s in the dress. When you think of businesses today are seeking ways to train their employees in proper protocol. They are also changing and revising their entire dress codes. And companies, in the last 2 years, there has been a significant increase in companies implementing an etiquette program that will actually teach etiquette to their work staff. They're offering it as part of the services when they're hiring. Along with that, when the .com companies came in and everybody was flocking to the .com companies, and you thought of dress and then the dress down, and then to make it very appealing to the college graduates, keep in mind they not only had dress down Friday, they had dress down every day, it seemed like, and that was almost like beach day. And it became very confusing and very frustrating. No one knew how to dress. Well, now we've gone completely opposite. Yes, and I'm not saying that you have to wear a suit every day, but what I am saying is that you wear that jacket. It sets you apart. And along with that, the right wardrobe makes the difference. And when you are wearing clothing that's the right style and the right color for you, you not only look attractive, you look energized and enthusiastic and alive, and that makes the difference. And when you're wearing clothing that's the wrong style or the wrong color, then you look tired and exhausted and washed out. So as a result of that, I can take a group of people and I always say to them, let's dress the body that you have now. That's how I work with them as far as looking slimmer and taller.
Let's dress the body that you have now. That's very smart. That's probably something that they take kindly to, because that's what they know.
Actually, most people will say to me, I'm on a diet, I'm hoping to lose X amount of pounds. However, I say to them, you're a professional now. Let's work on the body that you have now. And to look taller, I suggest that the monochromatic look will work. You can wear the navy blue shirt, or you can, and with the navy blue pants, or the burgundy shirt and the burgundy pants. And keep in mind that you're a package. It's not just a piece in your wardrobe. You have to think of ensembles. It's your shirt and your tie and your jacket and your belt and your slacks and your shoes, and along with your haircut and your nails.
And this is all stuff that's taught at the Etiquette School of the Carolinas. That's tremendous. This is, of course, oftentimes when folks think of etiquette, they may think of just what they're doing at a dining table or cotillion and certain social dances, but they may not think of being projecting a much stronger image. And of course, we want to talk about the 30-second dynamic impression, but this is all taught at the Etiquette School of the Carolinas.
You need to keep in mind that your appearance is always visual. And along with that, having a polished appearance showcases you at your best. And everything about your personal presentation needs to send a message of congruency. 55% of the impact you make on someone is based on your appearance.
55%?
55%. When you look good, you feel good. And when you look good and feel good, you send that powerful message.
That's tremendous.
And when we're talking about looking slimmer or taller, for instance, when you walk into the room to make that dynamic 30-second impression, you want to make sure that the focal point is on your face. And if this happened to be the widest area, you don't want people to immediately go to your stomach or your hips. So that's how we attack that problem. You need to, first of all, you wouldn't purchase a jacket that ends right there in that area, because that's adding width. you would want to purchase a longer jacket.
Right.
And you wouldn't want to purchase a jacket that has flaps on it because, again, flaps will give you width. So you would want to purchase the either the jetted pocket, the slit pocket, the angle pocket, or you can buy a jacket that has the flap will fit inside as well.
Tremendous advice.
And then as we go through, we talk about whatever your needs are. And I actually have a program, I customize the programs to fit the need.
Right.
And I have a program where I can take you from the haute couture all the way through to professionalism and clothing that you would not want to purchase, as far as the plastic buttons and what not to buy.
Probably what I'm wearing, yeah.
Okay, no.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's 7 a.m. So
Okay.
but you're saying this should be sun up to sundown. You really need to think about the image you're providing at all times.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you leave in the morning, you need to make sure that your image has been taken care of. And you need to make sure that the clothing is the right color and the style, along with sending that special message of confidence.
It's a great question that, of course, our associate producer had helped in discussing with you. Sometimes people find it difficult to be a good listener. What suggestions can you give them? Of course, I'm sitting here with you, and all week long we're thinking about it. You're reminding me about posture. It is 7 o'clock here, so but I do need to sit up. What are some great things that I could do to improve my listening skills?
That is a powerful question. No matter where I travel, that's one of the top 3 questions that I always receive and ask to address in the presentation. First of all, we need to make sure that we listen not only with our ears, but with our mind as well, and our body. Our body language plays a crucial part in this. Keep in mind that you should be facing the person. You should have that good eye contact. And we should maintain that eye contact a good 75 to 85% of the time.
Is that right?
Not 100%, because then you feel like invading my space.
Sure.
But 75 to 85% of the time, we have that good eye contact. Along with that, we don't interrupt. People will often say, I know exactly what you're talking about. I went through the same experience. And they will ask me, how do I get my conversation back? And I always explain to them, don't let people interrupt you, because that diminishes your presence. So first of all, you're making good eye contact. You're listening with your body, your mind, as well as your ears. And then you are thinking in your mind, repeating what is being said. And along with that, you're making sure that you are ready to paraphrase at the proper time. Make sure that you're able to follow through. And then people are so excited because they think, oh, she knows exactly what I'm trying to explain.
Sure. You mentioned that's one of the 3 most popular questions that you get. We've only got a couple of minutes, Dianne. I want to make sure, what are a couple of the other questions that you most frequently get? And again, the etiquetteschool.org, very easy to find. And for our viewers in the PD or southeastern North Carolina, they can dial the 877 number, which you gave, but the local number is 390-1887. Would you mind giving that 877 number again? And that would be for anyone in our viewing area?
Absolutely.
Good.
1-877-506-2663.
506-2663. Okay, 877. What, again, those other couple of questions that you get most frequently or are asked by corporations or universities or colleges to speak about?
Effective communication and tonality go together, and then attitude. And I talk about effective communication, how important it is. And when you think of effective communication, like we are having, it's a ping pong game. It's a tennis match. You contribute, I contribute. You serve, I receive. And then we reverse the roles. It's a give and take, back and forth. And along with that is your tonality. 38% of your impact on someone is based on your tonality. And when you think of your tonality, it's a vocal effect. It's your pitch, pace, rate, intensity, all those components, how quickly you speak or how slowly you speak. But keep in mind, tonality, vocal effect, we create with our voice a visual image that can have implications far beyond the spoken word. And as a result of that, our vocal effect or our paralanguage creates our emotional state. And then we express that through the correct tonality.
Right. I bet there are a lot of folks that are reluctant or almost scared of etiquette. They don't want to know too much because they think it'll just dramatically impact or change their lives, but it's really impacting for the best.
Absolutely. Children are not taught, teens are not taught etiquette like they used to be in the home.
Right.
Families are on the go, as I mentioned. Along with that, they have and the schools aren't reinforcing it like they used to. And parents will always say to me, help, I need help. What can you do to help for instance, if it's a parent of a teen,
right.
They always ask me, if it's a young teen, can you teach them self-esteem? Can you teach them to have some confidence? Because I don't recognize my child. They're so down on themselves. Then if it's a parent of an older teen, they will say, can you teach my son or daughter communication? They don't communicate with me. And isn't it interesting, when I have a teen group, I always say to them, well, first of all, they live their lives online. And because of the internet, they don't know how to make social chit-chat.
Right.
And then along with that, when I have the teens, their first question usually is, tell me everything you know about dating. I need all the tips.
Oh, yeah.
However, when I talk about, I want you to write your most important problem or your most important concern, they will always write, can you teach my parents to listen?
Ah, very
Isn't
important.
that interesting?
Golly, Dianne, speaking of most important point here, I'm sorry, we've run out of time. We're going to have to get you back another time. There's so many more questions we'd like to get answered. Thank you so much for your time. Very
I
definitely.
appreciate it.
Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Dianne Marsch of the Etiquette School of the Carolinas. Coming up next. If you want to learn skills for success, confidence for life, classes are available. You can sign up today. There are opportunities in your area, whether you live in Manhattan or live here locally. Dianne will find a way to get to you. 877-506-2663. 877-506-2663 or visit etiquetteschool.org.